On an eerie, silent night, an unimaginable experience was about to take place that would forever alter Iris's life. This outgoing German woman worked night shifts as a nurse in a remote mental hospital deep in the Black Forest, but nothing could have prepared her for the chilling events about to happen. Echoes in the night, the Doppelganger's deception. Welcome, my fellow Mythusiasts. Today, we delve into the chilling world of doppelgangers, mysterious doubles that are the perfect twin of a person, yet not related by birth. These frightening lookalikes are said to bring bad luck or warn for worse events. Picture a quiet, lonely night in an isolated madhouse in the dark forest. The only sounds are the restless shifting and occasional screaming of patients in their sleep. Iris, a dedicated nurse, was on duty, ready to alert her colleagues if a patient awoke and caused trouble. That night seemed peaceful, with not a soul around. Even her boss was taking a well-deserved nap after a long shift. Just as Iris returned from her routine walk in the cold night to keep her fresh, an extremely scared young woman began pounding on the front door, the loud knocking echoing through the still night. Iris hadn't expected anyone, and for a moment, chills crawled up her spine. The woman introduced herself as Echo. "Please, I really need your help," she pleaded, her voice trembling with fear. "There's someone out there who looks exactly like me. She's been stalking me for 3 days, and I have no idea what to do. I'm out of options. I've thought it over countless times, but I can't face this alone. I need your help to escape this situation." Confused by this bizarre story, Iris hesitated and started to ask more questions to understand better. But the urgency in Echo's voice was clear, and ultimately, Iris agreed to help. "She can be here any minute." Little did Iris know, she had just stepped into a nightmarish plot. Echo revealed her desperate plan to confront the imposter and give her a calming sedative tea, buying enough time to escape. Minutes after Echo concealed herself in one of the empty hospital rooms, the tension in the air grew thick. Iris, her heart raced when she heard footsteps approaching. Pushing herself, she stepped outside into the moonlit garden that lay before the desolate mental institution. There, Iris came face to face with the doppelganger. To her shock, the woman was indistinguishable from Echo, a perfect copy, and she chillingly introduced herself as Nico. Fueled by curiosity, fear, and determination, Iris invited the stranger to join her inside the dimly lit cafe. "Let's sit and talk. Tell me why you're here in the middle of the night," she urged. The woman nodded silently, her eyes glinting in the low light, and followed her inside. Iris guided her to a quiet corner of the cafe, where the dim lighting cast eerie shadows on the walls. They settled into their seats, and Iris quickly prepared 2 cups of tea, her hands trembling slightly as she remembered the instructions. She handed 1 cup of spiced tea to the stranger, who accepted it thankfully. As they sipped their tea, Iris tried to keep the conversation casual, but the tension in the air was heavy. The woman started talking about her need for help and how she was haunted by someone who looked exactly like her. She couldn't tell if she was going mad or if the situation was real. The woman seemed to relax as she drank, her eyelids growing heavy with each sip. The sedative tea was taking effect. Within minutes, her head began to nod, her speech slowing to a drowsy murmur. "I don't understand what's happening," she mumbled, her eyes struggling to stay open. Iris watched with a mixture of relief and guilt as her head finally slumped forward, her breathing deep and steady in a presumed sedated sleep. Iris knew she had only a short window of time to act. She quickly stood up, her heart pounding. The woman's head slumped forward, and for a moment, Iris thought the sedative tea had worked. But as seconds turned into minutes, a chilling realization dawned on her. The woman's breathing had become alarmingly shallow. Panic surged through Iris as she checked for a pulse. The woman wasn't just asleep, she was slipping into a coma. The tea was not a sedative, but a poison. Iris rushed to the room where Echo was supposed to be hiding, but it was empty. She frantically called out the name, but there was no response. The intimidating silence of the night only intensified her fear. Desperate for help, Iris ran to wake her boss. She pounded on the door, her heart racing. When her boss finally answered, groggy and confused, Iris quickly explained the night's events. Nico drank the tea and fell into a coma, and Echo, She's gone. I can't find her anywhere. It's like she vanished into thin air. They hurried to get help for the comatose woman, and a nurse started to monitor her and keep her alive. Then Iris and her boss went to the security office to review the camera footage. To their astonishment, the cameras showed the comatose woman entering the hospital, but there was no sign of the frightened visitor. It was as if the first visitor never existed, her presence a mere figment of Iris's imagination. The footage played back the woman's every move, but Echo's image was clearly absent. As the realization set in, a cold anxiety washed over Iris. Had she been deceived all along? Her boss, equally perplexed, tried to comfort her, but the confusion and fear were substantial. Days turned into weeks, and whispers of the bizarre incident spread through town. The nightmare was far from over. All this time, Nico remained unconscious, and no one came forward to claim her. Iris felt Echo's specter lingering, an unshakable presence haunting her every step. It seemed the restless spirit was still searching for something, its unfinished business casting a darkness over her daily life. Others began reporting sightings of a supernatural presence, reflecting their own image at the edges of their vision. Questions remained, and warnings echoed for those encounter their doppelganger. This frightening figure drifted through the town, a ghostly reminder of the thin veil between the living and the dead. So beware, if you encounter your doppelganger in the near future, be sure that you are ready for it. If you enjoyed this story about bad luck brought by doppelgangers, please like it and join us in uncovering more tales that terrify and inspire, like the Sukuyon. If you, or anyone you know, has unique, mysterious experiences, message us here or on Instagram, and we might feature your story. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and see you next time. Sweet dreams.